So there's this quiet revolution happening right now inside the very factories that make our medicines. It's called Pharma 4.0, and it is completely changing the game. And it all kicks off with one really powerful idea.
I mean, just think about that for a second. What if you could run 1,000 different experiments on a new manufacturing process, iron out every single kink, and perfect the entire system, all before a single piece of steel is even ordered? Well, that's not science fiction. It's the core promise of the technology we're going to dive into today.
Okay, so what's the key to making this all possible? Well, it's a concept called the digital twin. And you can really think of it as a living, breathing digital ghost of the entire factory.
Now, the key word here is dynamic. This is not just some static 3D model that sits on the computer. A true digital twin has a two-way connection. You've got sensors on the real equipment constantly feeding data to the virtual model. And in return, that model runs simulations and sends optimized commands right back to the physical machine. It's this continuous conversation between the real world and the virtual one.
A perfect, shiny, futuristic factory. Sounds incredible, right? But here's the reality check. Most companies can't just build these smart factories from the ground up. Nope, they have to work with what they've already got. And this brings us to the absolute core of the challenge. A greenfield project, well, that's like building on a clean, empty plot of land. It's a blank slate. But most pharma manufacturing happens in brownfield sites. These are existing factories, sometimes decades old, just filled with equipment from all different eras. Trying to shoehorn sleek, modern digital tech into an old factory, well, that's where the real headaches begin. And when you actually look under the hood of these older factories, this is what you find. Engineers call it a spaghetti architecture. You see, over the years, just to get different machines to talk to each other, they had to create all these custom, one-off connections. Need the manufacturing system to talk to the lab system? Okay, write a custom bit of code. The problem is, if you need to change or update just one of those systems, the whole fragile web can just shatter. It's messy, it's brittle, and it's totally unscalable. So the IT department looks at this tangled mess, and, they see a pretty obvious solution: the cloud. It's got all the computing power you could ever need, it can connect everything. But this creates a huge culture clash, what we're calling the cloud paradox. It seems like such a simple answer, doesn't it? If you need all this massive data processing and storage to run these super complex simulations, why on earth wouldn't you use the cloud? Well, it turns out the people who actually run the factory, they have some very serious and very valid concerns. And this right here, this is the perspective from the factory floor. For an operational technology engineer, or OT engineer, their number one job is to keep that plant running safely and without stopping. A delay of even a few milliseconds, the time it takes for data to zip up to a cloud server and come back, that isn't just a minor inconvenience. It could mean losing a multi-million-dollar batch of medicine, or in a worst-case scenario, creating a really serious safety hazard. So you see, this resistance, it isn't just about being stuck in the past. It's rooted in very, very real risks. You've got latency, the fear of a lost internet connection, massive cybersecurity concerns about opening up a factory that was previously sealed off from the world. And that's all before you even get to the risk of intellectual property theft or the absolute nightmare of regulatory validation. So we have a standoff. IT needs the power of the cloud, but the folks in OT can't accept the risks. The solution isn't to pick a side. It's to build a smarter, hybrid architecture that actually gives you the best of both worlds. This smarter strategy really has three key parts. First, to fix that spaghetti problem, you create a unified namespace. Think of this like a universal translator, a central hub where all your systems, old and new, can finally speak the same language. Second, you use edge computing. This puts a powerful mini computer, an on-site brain, if you will, right on the factory floor to handle all the critical real-time tasks. And finally, you use a hybrid cloud, which lets you intelligently decide what data stays local for speed and what data goes to the cloud for heavy-duty analysis. And this table really lays it all out. The old way is fast, sure, but it can't scale. A pure cloud approach scales beautifully, but its latency is a total deal breaker for the factory team. The edge/hybrid model, though, that's the sweet spot. It gives you the ultra-low latency you need for operations, plus the scalability of the cloud. And by keeping the critical stuff local, it finally gets that high five from the OT team. It solves the paradox.
So, what's the immediate game-changing payoff for doing all this complex work? Why should a company invest in this strategy right this minute? The answer is something called virtual commissioning. This is where it all comes together. With your super high-fidelity digital twin, you can now fully build, test, and validate all the automation code for a new production line entirely in the virtual world. You can find and fix every bug, every timing issue, every process flaw, weeks or even months before the physical equipment ever shows up on site. And the results are just staggering. Companies that are implementing this are seeing a 40 to 70% reduction in the time it takes to get a project engineered and validated. This isn't some small incremental improvement. This is a fundamental change in the speed of innovation, and it means getting critical medicines to market faster and more safely than ever before.
So in the end, the path to Pharma 4.0 isn't about just ripping out all the old stuff. It's about building a bridge, creating a common language between cloud AI and the decades-old steel on the factory floor. The technology is here, so the only real question left is, how quickly can the industry adapt? Thanks for joining us.